Buckle up, we're going thrifting.
Did I go a little overboard thrifting in Portland? Maybe. Not too long ago, I set off on the ultimate thrift trip to Portland. I headed out with an empty suitcase and came home with a suitcase and then some. Jen actually had to ship me a few things.
Oh no!
But the entire haul is finally here with me in Idaho. These are some of my best scores ever, and I think I have fully revamped my wardrobe all in one trip. Not only are these some of the coolest pieces I've ever found, but the prices and the brands I was able to find in Portland were amazing compared to the selection that I'm used to here in my small town. So we're just gonna jump right into it with tops. I'll do a try on and some styling in this video as well because this haul is just so good and I'm feeling very inspired by my closet. First, we have this 100% organic cotton LL Bean shirt. The quality on this is just incredible. The feel is amazing. Just got these little blue stripes, which I feel like is such a vibe this summer, and I've been seeing it all over my Pinterest board. Nothing can really top an oversized button up. There's just so many ways to wear this, and it's such an easy closet staple. I ended up with a lot of button ups. It seems to be something I really gravitate towards. Someone please keep me out of the flannel section. But this button up, it just screams 90s to me in the best way. This fabric is so perfectly worn in that it's so soft and comfortable. This is actually a Guess Classics. I have so many plaid flannels that I loved that this one had like a bold chunky stripe. Stripes are having their moment this year and the colors on this one are just so good. This like reminds me of my childhood and like just has the best nostalgic vibe about it. I've been really gravitating this season towards like a red and navy moment, so when I saw this button up, I just knew that it had to be a part of my closet. This almost kind of looks and feels like a faded red denim, which I absolutely love. It's a little bit stiffer of a fabric, which I think will be great for gardening, camping, all that jazz, and it's just like a really nice layering piece. The brand on this is Great Northwest Clothing Company. It says it's a medium, but it fits very oversized, which I love. Next is this little Brandy Melville baby tee. Like I said, navy and red are having a moment in my closet, and this is such a nice top. I've never had anything Brandy Melville before, but it was all over in the thrift stores in Portland, so I figured I would give it a try, see what the hype's about. I really like how thick the fabric is on this shirt and how it has kind of that really faded appearance. I have a tendency when thrifting to buy a lot of fun layering pieces, but not a lot of good basics. So I really tried to find some like closet staples to build my outfits around that were really nice quality on this trip. And this was such a good buy. This next top I found at the House of Vintage and I just really couldn't pass it up. Something about the colors and patterns on this, and this is one of those cutoff shirts. It was kind of giving like skater girl vibes to me, which I thought could be kind of fun for summer. I really loved the frayed edges on the sleeves and on the bottom of this piece. It just felt really neutral, but also kind of fun. And I'm really excited to see what outfits I can come up with this. This next piece, I honestly could not believe it when I saw it. Not only is it Topshop, but it's just kind of like the shirt of my dreams. You guys know how I feel about white eyelet anything, so to have a white eyelet button-up t-shirt for the summer, and this was actually so reasonably priced. I think it was like $4. And it's just in such good condition, honestly. To find something white at the thrift store that doesn't have a stain on it is a miracle in and of itself. And I love that this shirt has a more masculine cut, but is very feminine in the fabric. So I think this is going to be so fun. These next couple of pieces, when I first showed them to Jen, she was like, "Tori, what are you thinking? That's horrendous." And then once I tried it on, our opinions changed so quickly. I was like, this is either going to be so good or so bad. This is a floral button up, but the way that this is cut is very, very different and unique. On the hanger, this was definitely giving like Amish chic, but with a piece like this, I really think it is all about how you style it to make it more youthful and playful. I'm imagining this with like a white basic, some cute rain boots, and I really think it is just precious. I like that the length is a little bit longer and it's not your traditional like button-up shirt. This is a very, very feminine neckline. The details along the collar almost remind me of like vintage pajamas. And it's so lightweight, which is gonna be perfect for the summer. Same kind of thing here. It was ugly on the hanger and blew my mind once I put it on. This to me is giving like raincoat energy, but it is white linen. Luckily where I live, it doesn't actually rain very often, but I have been collecting rain boots in my most recent thrift hauls, so this will give me the perfect excuse to wear them. I feel like something like this is the perfect summer jacket. Again, it is really, really lightweight and is gonna be so cute with a bold short and a rain boot. And to be honest, I just thought this was so incredibly unique. I'd never seen anything like it before, so I could not resist picking it up. This one I think was like $4 or $5 as well. This next piece I also found at House of Vintage. The items I grabbed on Hawthorne are a little bit more expensive than what I got at the actual thrift store. The shops on Hawthorne are more reseller curated type of vintage shops, but this was literally just so good I could not pass it up. I have a vision for this and I think it's gonna be amazing. The way that this shirt is tailored as well, it just fit me so perfect. But it is actually a button up, so I feel like this could be fun to style open as well as a top with a jacket. So I feel like there's a lot to play around with here. This next piece has been on my thrift list for literally ever, and I have the hardest time finding pants that fit, let alone pants that fit me like this. I finally found my very own pair of classic vintage Levi's. You guys know I'm a Levi lover, but most of my Levi denim I did purchase new. I used to work at a farm and ranch store, so I got a nice discount. But something about the way the vintage Levi's are cut and fit is just so good. And I've been looking for the perfect mom jean for so long. I about squealed when I put these on because the way that these fit, like you would think that they were made for me specifically. I really struggle to find pants that fit. I have a really small waist but larger hips, so I feel like the mom jean is like the perfect cut, and these fit me like a freaking glove. These were a little bit more of a splurge item on Hawthorne. They were $50, but I have no regrets whatsoever. They are so good. I have been grabbing for them a ton since I've been home, and like I said, finding a pair of jeans that fits you like this, it just doesn't happen every day. So this was a need. Something about me is that if I'm not wearing a pair of cowboy boots, you can almost bet that I'm wearing my potato shoes. So when I found a black pair of potato shoes at the thrift store, I could not resist. These almost seem like they're new. They are in just such good condition, and I've been playing around with wearing more black lately. I know, who is she? I'm a brown girly through and through, but my other pair of potato shoes have been through the ringer and starting to look a little bit dingy, so I was so excited about these. Next, we'll move on to jackets because you guys know jackets have an absolute chokehold on me. I have an entire coat rack just of jackets. Do I need any more jackets? Absolutely not. Are you ever going to see me pass up a good jacket at the thrift store? Absolutely not. Fringe has been popping up all over my Pinterest board, especially in the Western side of fashion. I just know it's going to be such a trend this rodeo season. So Jen and I went into a store that had a jacket rack. I imagine this was from an old dry cleaner, but the amount of jackets they had to look through, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I was in shock. They had so many cool pieces. So of course we had to look through all of them. And when I saw this one come down the line, It was like an immediate yes. We were like 2 minutes into thrifting for the day. I was in absolute shock when I tried this on. The cut and fit of this jacket is just so cool. And I was a little nervous to look at the price tag because we were downtown at the vintage shops. You guys know those TJ Maxx reels, like if it's under this amount, I'll get it. I told myself if it was under 70, I'll get it because it's leather, really good shape. $45, you guys. $45. Oh, I even left the tag on so I can prove it to you. So of course it was a yes. The way that this is structured, it does actually have a bit of a shoulder pad and it really helps hold the shape. And it's so good. The back of the jacket has this kind of like snakeskin vibe that goes down into a V with the fringe. I have never felt more extra in my life, but I just know I'm gonna get a ton of wear out of this. It gets so cold at night, especially when we do go out to the rodeo. And this is about to be the summer moment, and I'm so excited. I truly don't know why I packed a jacket with me to Portland because I should have known I was going to buy jackets. Not only did I buy the fringe jacket, but I also found this. This is like the perfect like mid-weight jacket. Is this Quicksilver? It is. Quicksilver, fleece lined, but something about the fabric on the outside of this, you guys, I wish you could touch it. It is so soft. It kind of has like a denim-y barn jacket look, but is just like, it's just like a hug. I am the collector of barn jackets. I will admit I have quite a few, but they're all in like that kind of lighter tan color. So when I saw this dark brown, I couldn't put it back. This was $12.99, but I just know that this is gonna be something that I'm gonna grab for season after season. Something like this, especially when you live in Idaho and it's freezing 90% of the year, is just such a great staple. I really love to collect hoodies, t-shirts, etc. when I travel as a souvenir, but over the years this can get really expensive and I've collected quite a few. So I've started looking at the thrift stores when I travel and I've had really good luck finding a souvenir for just a couple of bucks. So for this trip, I found this super amazing vintage crew neck. I love the red and green, even though it's like low-key Christmas vibes. You guys know I love Christmas, so that kind of works. But I think something about these two colors just play so well together. And this was such a fun way to bring a little piece of Oregon home with me. The graphic on this is just so cute. And it's like the perfect vintage cut. Fits me beautifully, and somebody gave it lots of love, so it's extra soft. My pile over here. And I saved the absolute best piece for last. The one thing I told myself I really wanted to find on this trip was some good pants. I have a lot of denim, but I feel like when I go to get dressed, I have trouble finding variety in my outfits because I always start with a pair of jeans. So I really wanted to branch out and try some other styles of pants, like cargo pants, different colors, fun pants. I'm never gonna get over this find, you guys. I found the perfect pair of Carhartt cargos, but wait, it gets better. They have a plaid pop cuff at the bottom. These are like the freaking cutest thing I have ever seen in my life, and I am so obsessed. And when I saw these on the rack, I actually had to have a whole pep talk with myself before I tried them on in case they didn't fit, because I was going to be an absolute wreck. But they fit so perfectly. They're a little bit oversized and sit right on my hips, almost kind of like a low rise. And when I say I'm obsessed with them, these will absolutely be on a weekly rotation for this summer and are like the perfect cute pair of like camping granola girly pants. This is honestly the find of the century. And these were only $26, another item that I was honestly expecting to pay a little bit more for since I did find them at the House of Vintage downtown. I was expecting to pay closer to $40, so when I saw $26 and they fit like a glove, it was an absolute yes from me. I absolutely love thrifting in new places, especially being from a small town. I feel like going to city thrift stores is always such a fun experience. The prices can sometimes be a little bit higher, but the selection is usually so much better, and Portland definitely lived up to its reputation. Let me know below where you guys think I should go on my next thrifting adventure, because truly nothing hits like a brand new thrift store. So if you have any cities that you have found are just absolutely iconic for thrifting, let me know below, and maybe we can scheme up another thrift trip this year. If you want to come thrifting with me in Portland, watch this video here and you can see how I found all of this amazing stuff. I already want to go back.